following episode is for adult audiences only. The opinions expressed are those of the individual on the show and do not reflect those of any employer, organizations, or foundations. Viewer and listener discretion is advised.
Welcome to the Road Death Travel Podcast. Platicar con la muerte.
Hey everybody, welcome back to another episode of the Road Death Travel Podcast. I'm your host Jason Pat with my co-host Rob Tovar Jr.
Yeah, it's me.
How you doing, buddy?
Doing pretty good. How about yourself?
Back again.
Back again.
We excited?
I am.
This has been fun.
This has been fun.
This is really cool.
This is a lot of fun.
I never expected that sitting here talking to who knows how many millions of people, and I hope it's millions of people, would be kind of interesting, even though they're not in front of you. They're just all over the world, just kind of like tuning in.
Says the guy with global outreach.
Well, you know what I mean.
I do. This is fun. This is exciting. It's exciting to see where it's going to go. It's exciting to do more art for you and TRDTmedia.com.
Cheers.
2, 3 Rangers.
3 Rangers whiskey. Good stuff. Check out their foundation. Also check out a Bearded Veterans Grill. Awesome coffees, rubs, sauces. Good stuff.
Fantastic stuff.
So, I thought that we would do a little bit of a different episode than we've done so far.
Oh, really?
We've done some interesting ones. This one, though,
Tell me, Cletus.
this one has some twists. Not like some of the future ones that have some twists, because those ones have even more twists than this one. But this one's a little bit weird.
Is this the lawyer one?
No.
No. That one had some
That
twists.
one is going to be a special episode in itself because, folks, that one's going to be probably about an hour long. That's going to be
the one he gave me to work on to generate that book cover. He's like, this is what it's going to be like. And I'm reading it going, the hell did I just read?
Yeah, that one actually should be a movie.
That probably should be a movie. Yeah.
I mean, we're not going to get into it now, but
No.
that story in itself needs to be a movie.
So not that one, but that'll be another episode.
Totally.
And or a movie.
But this story,
Netflix, pay attention.
or Hulu, or whoever wants it.
That's true.
This story's strange.
Okay.
This one was in a upper class town
Okay.
in the county, and a woman was found deceased in her bed, a white female, very young though, unfortunately. From what I recall, she was probably in her 20s.
Ooh.
Yeah, she was last seen bowling with her boyfriend the night before, and she had like twisted her ankle or broken her ankle or something like that.
Okay.
And so she'd gone to the ER and got some pain meds, and she woke up dead.
Now that's talent. To wake up dead.
Yeah, she woke up dead.
She woke up dead.
Yeah.
Unalive.
So we get there. The mom was an interesting character. She was pretty interesting. She said that the boyfriend killed her, which, believe it or not, I would say probably 75% of the deaths I investigated during my career were all homicides, according to the family. whether it was grandma or grandpa in the nursing home, the son that overdosed, the person that killed themselves. According to the family, they were all murders.
Right.
Because nobody could ever do that to themselves, or there's no way that A or B could have happened. So this was a murder. Boyfriend killed her. She was convinced. There were no signs of foul play at all.
Okay. So either he was really good at covering his tracks, or it didn't happen that way.
There was an empty bottle of painkillers that she got the night before. And she was apparently drinking very heavily at the bowling alley.
You're not supposed to mix meds with alcohol.
Pain meds especially, things like hydrocodone. However, would you like to take a stab at it? Although that has nothing to do with it. I just wanted to throw that in there.
You can't throw me off like that.
I know. I just wanted to throw a wrench into it. That has nothing to do with it either. We're not playing Clue.
Colonel Mustard.
Would you like to take a guess as to the method into which the mother feels that the boyfriend killed her? Now, you read the book. Can you guys guess?
I think it was Lady Peacock with the rope in the kitchen.
Nope, not close. Do you remember reading it? How she feels like it happened?
I don't remember.
Anal
Terrible
sex.
co-host. What?
Yes. So when we interviewed the boyfriend, they went bowling. She was drinking heavily. She did something to her ankle at the bowling alley. They went to the ER. She got the pain meds. She took the pain meds. She kept drinking. They had sex because they got into a fight verbally. No physical altercation. Like I said, there was nothing, no trauma to her. And then they had anal sex. And then he told the mom that they had anal sex. And the mom is convinced that that is why she died.
Huh.
Has nothing to do with the fact that she downed a whole bottle of pills and drank a shit ton of alcohol. But it was the anal that killed her. So, what does the mom do then? Regardless of what we did, she did her own investigation. And then she called a professional. She called a professional, and she got a professional opinion who agreed with her that her daughter was murdered by her boyfriend from anal sex. Do you know who she called? And who gave her that professional opinion? What about you folks? Do you guys know?
Inspector Gadget?
You're really close. Come on, Rob.
Dr. Robotnik.
No. But you're getting warm.
I'm getting warmer.
Because your answers are fucking crazy.
That's true.
So that's what I mean by you're getting warmer.
Right.
Like,
I play crazy on the weekends.
what do you think? How about like Miss Cleo? The phone psychic lady.
And for our younger listeners, Miss Cleo was a...
The cards never lie.
Just Google it. You'll love it. You'll love it.
So, mom calls a phone psychic and says, "My daughter's deceased."
Let me check my cards and see what
And
your daughter
and
has
this
to
is
say.
what I think happened. And she goes, "Oh yeah, phone psychic told her, murdered from anal sex. You were right."
I don't remember that being an option in Clue. Nor on the board game or the movie.
So we do our investigation. We get her toxicology back. She had a party. She overdosed.
Right.
She,
Swinging
from
the
what I
ceilings.
recall, she maxed out on like hydrocodone and alcohol.
That's impressive.
Okay? The next part, after we talk to the mom and say, "Hey, this is what happened.
But
The autopsy was done. The toxicology was done.
There's
Everything was
more.
done." So then she sues us.
For what?
saying that we were covering up her daughter's murder. So we go to court.
Please tell me they called Cleo to the stand.
I had to take a drink before I finish this story. So we go to court.
This is like an episode of Psych.
And the judge asks, about the loss, why are you suing, blah, blah, blah. And what proof she has. She literally says, the phone psychic told me.
Brilliant.
I just remember the judge going, is this real? Is this real? Like, are you really telling me this?
Are you punking me right now?
Like, are we, like, the look on the judge's face
Where's
was,
the camera?
Yeah, like, was looking around for a camera, like, am I being punked? That kind of a thing. I think it was the shortest, quickest dismissal I've ever seen from a judge.
Dismissed. Have a nice day. Well, and he's got to do it with tact, right?
Oh, it was totally with tact, professional. I'm just saying, like, if you could have seen the look on the judge's face when the person suing the county,
based on the evidence
of a phone psychic,
right? Because this isn't Hollywood.
I mean, even the forensic pathologist said that he's never seen anyone die from getting some anal.
Right. I mean, I wouldn't recommend it, but I mean, some people want it. That's fine. Each to their own preference. I personally don't.
I'm just saying that people in this world do it every day.
That's true.
And
not a whole lot of people die from it, if ever.
I'm just saying.
Yeah.
Let alone
what?
Murder. Murder, she wrote. What the fuck, man?
Womp womp.
Like, who has the guts?
I don't think guts were involved. I think there was a disconnect of reality there.
Yeah, I didn't know guts, but yeah.
Maybe a lot of poo.
Dude, I'm just saying.
Poop shoot.
What?
Who
goes to a phone psychic and then...
Listen, if you're looking for a dirty, gritty comic, you could make a serial killer by anal sex, I guess.
But let's just talk about reality. Let's just talk about reality, okay?
The Plum Reaper.
God. Let's just talk about reality for a second, though. Seriously.
All right.
Let's be serious for just a minute here. How does I hate to use the term rational human when it comes to this.
Okay.
But how does a rational person think that that's possible, that that's plausible?
I mean, the only thing I could say is...
I mean, I understand that she's upset.
Well, yeah, like,
I get
grieving, right? Like,
we talked about this in another episode. People grieve differently.
And there's nothing wrong with that.
There is absolutely nothing wrong with that. I mean, and we'll talk about this in later episodes about when I make notifications about how people grieve when you tell them.
Right.
Because there's in my book, there's crazy stories about different ways people have grieved when I've notified them. But to accuse people of covering up murders from anal is a different level of, like, crazy.
I mean, I guess, like, you don't want to think the worst about your daughter, right? Even if it was an accident, right? Maybe she didn't have a history or anything like that. So she gets these pills. They make her feel good, right? And then she drinks. She feels even better, right? I mean, that's a bad mix already.
Terrible mix.
But people enjoy the feeling of feeling good. And when you use substances to obtain that, you don't realize you've overdone it until you've overdone it. Where you're like, oh, this isn't good anymore. But now you're in for the ride, right? Or you're in for a hospital trip, if you're lucky. So I could see, like, if I walked in on that as a parent, it might be easier. I'm not saying it's rational, but it might be easier to have somebody to blame. Otherwise, there's, like, no closure to it.
Look, I mean...
But even in that context, I'm like, that's a stretch. I mean, clearly she thought highly of this boyfriend. That your first thought is, you did it. I mean, do you think he was a fan favorite?
Obviously not. But to think that he murdered her
Via butt.
via butt sex, like that. First of all, I mean, I guess it brings another. I'm saying I'm killing it. Like, I mean, but I mean, like, how
It could kill you.
how is that even rational?
That's a wide open door, man.
A wide open back door.
You know,
You walked into that one.
I did. I've been trying really hard not to. This is a landmine.
Yeah.
This is a field of landmines.
Yes. You stepped right in the shit.
I did. Murdered that one.
Yeah. I don't know, man. This was just one of those ones that was just,
I feel like I'm gonna be halfway home from recording this going, what? Why? Just why? Cleo, really? I think that's the part that really gets me. It's like, okay, I can understand if your first crack, like, you did this. To me, I think that'd just be easier. Like, I have.
Yeah, I mean, it's a
to
way of
blame,
coping, and it's a
right?
way of,
I'm not saying it's right. You're gonna, if you're wrong, now you got a lot of things to worry about, defamation, things like that. But I can understand that first leap. But to call a phone psychic, like, I think you've now crossed into, oh, so you're that spiritually connected.
I mean, you might as well bust out the tarot cards at that point.
If that's your thing, great. The Ouija board probably would have told you the same thing then. You know, maybe invite Chucky to play, see what he has to say about it.
Hi, I'm Chucky.
You want to play?
Yeah.
Red rum.
I don't know, man. It's just crazy to me.
And this is your career.
Was.
It was a very colorful
Retired
career.
and done, but yeah.
Very colorful career. Wow. So if you like stories like this, you should check out this book.
Definitely should. You can get it at trdtmedia.com, and I'll even personalize it for you.
He will.
I told you this was going to be a weird one.
To Jason, with love, protect your bum.
Don't twerk and work.
Is that like a different, like, does Watch Your Six take on a whole new meaning?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
I got your six? No.
No, you don't. No, you don't. I don't want to die today.
And that's only one of your awesome cases.
We have so much more to talk about.
And that doesn't we're not even into the internet yet.
Dude, we have a whole book to cover before we even get to internet stories.
Right? What did I sign up for?
Some cool shit. That's what you sign up for.
Pun intended.
Oh, dude, honestly, I didn't even think about that. Good one.
There you go.
Hell yeah. Well, everyone, thanks
Dad
for tuning in.
jokes
Thanks for tuning in to another episode of the Road Death Travel Podcast. Once again, I'm your host, Jason Pat.
Rob Tovar.
Thanks again, and we'll see you soon.
Platicar con la muerte.